Hello everyone. Welcome back to Senior Healing Hub. Today I want to share with you a topic that may seem very familiar, but is also full of surprises. It is about the things you should absolutely avoid when using honey. Have you ever thought that honey is a precious nutritional gift from nature, but if used in the wrong way, it can seriously harm your health? I believe many of you will be very surprised after listening to this episode. In this podcast, I will share with you three main points. First, I will talk about 4 groups of people who should avoid using honey. Second, I will discuss the foods you should never consume with honey. Third, I will give you some important tips to use honey safely and effectively. Make sure to remember these points and remind your family and friends to protect their health together. Now, let us move on to the main content of today's episode. Before we dive into the things you should avoid, let me briefly go over some benefits of honey that you may not know. Honey is not only delicious, but also extremely nutritious. The first benefit is that honey has antibacterial properties. It can help prevent infections and support the healing of wounds. Honey is often used to help treat conditions such as stomach ulcers, colon inflammation, coughs, or sore throats. The second benefit is improving digestion. The prebiotics in honey help support good bacteria in your gut, improve digestion, enhance nutrient absorption, and prevent constipation. The third benefit is its antioxidant properties. Honey can help neutralize free radicals in your body and protect against aging. Studies have also shown that honey may help prevent cancer. The fourth benefit is boosting the immune system. Honey is particularly good for reducing coughs, sore throats, and colds, and it strengthens your body's resistance, especially during cold seasons. There are many other benefits as well. Do you regularly use honey to improve your health? If you have any useful tips about honey, please share them with me and everyone else in the comments section of this podcast. Now, let us talk about the first important point, which is who should avoid using honey. Even though honey has many wonderful benefits, it is not suitable for everyone. Some people may experience very serious health problems or even life-threatening effects if they use honey without understanding it properly. Here are the groups of people who need to be careful and avoid honey. Please listen carefully and remember these warnings. The first group of people who should avoid using honey is children under 1 year old. This is because honey can contain a type of bacteria called Clostridium botulinum, which can be toxic to infants. The digestive system of children under 1 year is still very weak. Although cases of honey poisoning in infants are not very common, consuming honey can still cause botulinum poisoning, which may lead to difficulty breathing or even threaten life. The second group of people who need to be careful is those with diabetes. In traditional beliefs, some people think that honey can help control blood sugar because it is a natural sugar and is absorbed more slowly than refined sugar. This idea may sound reasonable, but in reality, it is not completely true. Honey contains approximately 38% fructose and 31% glucose. These are simple sugars that are easily absorbed into the bloodstream. Therefore, when you consume honey, your blood sugar can rise quickly, almost like using regular white sugar. The glycemic index of honey can vary depending on the type, usually ranging from 58 to 80. It is classified as a medium to high glycemic food. This means honey can increase blood sugar, especially if you use it in large amounts. Some studies show that in very small amounts, honey can provide quick energy without overloading the body of a person with diabetes. In addition, thanks to its antioxidant compounds such as flavonoids and vitamin C, honey may help reduce inflammation and improve insulin sensitivity in some cases. However, these are only initial studies and are not a safe solution or a replacement for standard medical treatments. In my opinion, if you have diabetes, it is best not to use honey, or if you do, consult your doctor and use very small amounts. The third group of people who should be cautious are those taking fever-reducing or cold medications. Some of you may have a habit of using honey to soothe a sore throat, reduce cough, or strengthen the immune system when you have a cold or fever. If you do this, is it correct? The answer is both yes and no. If you have a sore throat, cough, or cold but no fever, honey is very beneficial. However, if you have a high fever and are taking fever-reducing medications, you must be careful for several reasons. According to traditional medicine, honey has a warming effect. If your body is hot and needs cooling, adding a warming food like honey can increase body temperature or reduce the effectiveness of the medication. This may make your fever more difficult to control, prolong the illness, and cause dehydration and fatigue, which can be dangerous. The second reason is that honey can affect the absorption of medication. Some studies indicate that the complex carbohydrates in honey can slow the absorption of drugs, preventing them from working effectively. My advice in these cases is to focus on drinking plenty of water, oral rehydration solutions, and cooling the body to reduce fever. After the fever has passed, you can mix honey with warm water and add a few slices of lemon to soothe the throat and restore energy. The fourth group of people who should be cautious are patients with liver cirrhosis. When we talk about liver cirrhosis, we all understand that this is a condition where the liver is seriously damaged. The liver is an organ that helps with metabolism and detoxification, and it works less effectively when it is cirrhotic. Therefore, the diet of patients with liver cirrhosis must be considered very carefully, and this includes the use of honey. Although honey has many benefits, patients with liver cirrhosis need to be particularly careful for several reasons. The first reason is that it can increase the risk of developing liver-related diabetes. A cirrhotic liver cannot metabolize as efficiently as a healthy liver. Honey contains high amounts of fructose and glucose, which can raise blood sugar. In patients with liver cirrhosis, this may increase the risk of liver-related diabetes, which is a common and serious complication. The second reason is that honey can put extra pressure on the liver. Even though honey is a natural sugar, metabolizing it requires enzymes from the liver. When the liver is already damaged, consuming too much honey can increase the burden on the liver and worsen cirrhosis. The third reason is that honey can affect absorption and detoxification. Honey may slow down the processing of other substances that the body needs to prioritize for elimination, leading to the accumulation of toxins. Although honey is not completely forbidden for patients with liver cirrhosis, it must be used according to strict guidelines and under the supervision of a doctor. These are the four groups of people who should avoid honey. But do not worry. If you do not belong to these groups, honey is still a wonderful gift for your health. You can learn how to combine honey with other foods to create healthy remedies. However, not every combination with honey is safe. Have you ever heard of foods that are strongly incompatible with honey? Let us explore this in the next section. I will list the most common foods that you should never use with honey because they can be dangerous to your health. The first food to watch out for is onions. Onions and honey may not seem related, but in reality, these two can sometimes appear together in meals. For example, honey is often added to sauces or marinades, which may be eaten with onions. Some people also share a traditional home remedy of soaking onions in honey to treat coughs. This is not scientifically supported because the reaction between onions and honey can create harmful substances instead of promoting health. The organic acids and enzymes in honey can interact with sulfur-containing amino acids in onions, producing compounds that may be toxic or irritate the stomach. Therefore, I strongly advise you not to use honey together with onions in meals or recipes. The second food to be careful with is cucumber. Like onions, cucumbers are often eaten with fried or baked foods, or with honey on toast. Honey has a warming property, while cucumber is cooling. This combination can cause digestive disturbances, including bloating, indigestion, or even diarrhea. Finally, always remember that quality matters. Use raw or pure honey when possible, and avoid products with added sugars or artificial ingredients. High-quality honey retains natural enzymes and antioxidants, which help support your immune system and overall health. At the same time, one important thing is to use honey in moderation. Even healthy foods can cause problems if consumed in large amounts. Stick to 1 to 2 tablespoons per day, and adjust based on how your body feels. If you have digestive concerns, start with a smaller amount and see how your body responds. By following these guidelines, you can enjoy honey safely while avoiding foods and combinations that might cause discomfort. Honey is a wonderful addition to a healthy lifestyle, and with a little care, it can provide many benefits without any unwanted side effects. Today, I have shared with you the major warnings about honey. I have discussed groups of people who should avoid honey and foods that should not be combined with it. I hope this information helps you use honey safely and effectively. Before we finish, I want to remind you of a very important point. No matter how good honey is, using the correct amount and matching it to your personal health condition is always essential. Do not forget to like and share this video so more people can learn, and subscribe to the channel Senior Healing Hub to receive more useful health information. Once again, thank you all for your attention and support. I wish you joy, good health, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.